right. We go. Well, I hope everybody's having a good day. Welcome to Live with Reefer Madness. This is Craig. And let's get our chat on today, shall we? Well, I hope everybody's having a good day. Welcome to Live with Reefer Madness. This is Craig. A link here, just in case anybody wants to drop in the Hangout. Although those seem to not have been working lately. And there we go. All right. So how is everybody doing today? And I hope you're doing well. That's be the big one, right? I'm just checking out, seeing what's happening around my world. Want to miss anything? Miss any messages that are important? Usually don't, but even the most well. Definitely have to get that up and running. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for donating. What was I looking for? I lost track of what I was looking for. That's even better. There you go. Still tells you I'm up too early. Although it's not that early where I am, but early enough. After a late night of discussions and powwowing about our move and what we're going to do. Hey, Tony. I do, Tony. That should work. Let me know if it doesn't, sir. What the hell was I looking at? Wow, I totally lost track of what I was looking for. That'll come back to me, I'm sure. Nope. All right, Tony, give me a sec. I think I got you. I do. I'll send you a direct link, sir. There you go. That's been sent to your email, but you should get it there shortly. Nope, nope, no, it's not working. There we go. Links up for anyone else. How's everybody doing today? Hope it finds you well. Like I said, I had a late night, so I'm up late. But I'm trying to find that perfect time to start, too, so that people can tune in, know when I'm going to be on. I think I'm going to discuss that. That might be a discussion for today. Yes, Kat, how can I help you? Huh? With me, as always, is my super demanding female cat, Jazz, who just has nothing better to do than to wander around my feet meowing at me incessantly about nothing. So.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's going on, Tony?
How's it going, mate? All right?
No, it's going pretty good. Going pretty good. How's life been? Obviously busy. You haven't been around, so.
No. Today's the first day off, so I'm outside. I'm enjoying the sunshine, maybe a bit of barbecue.
Why would you guys do that?
Barbecue. What?
Oh, hanging out.
Barbecue?
No, we barbecue here. I'm not into it, actually, but lots of people are.
Yeah. So I'm a weird one. I only like my own barbecue. I'm one of the fussy people. What's going on?
And I'm back. So.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be that kind of a day, I think. Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
No, there's something been going on with my internet service provider, and they don't want to admit it. So they're being what they are. Hey, Drake. So it's
They
kind
never
of
do want
funny.
to admit it, though, do they?
No, not really. They don't want to say that they came here, did work, and now all of a sudden my internet's messed up, right? Well, it's not a
Yeah.
huge deal, but when you're a gamer and a streamer, it's very annoying. So,
Oh, of course. Of course. Well, at least you're back. At least it's not like last time.
yeah, when I
You went
got
off for
dropped
an hour.
completely for like, what, over an hour? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was completely sort of torn up about that. Especially it was a
So
going stream. Go ahead. Whoa.
No, sorry, I was talking. So what's new? What have I
Not a
missed?
lot. Trying to find a new place. Got good news, and kind of disheartening because we got approved for the place we wanted, but there's none available. So, yeah. So it's kind of like,
what are they going to do for you?
Well, they got me on the short list for a 4-bedroom town, and it's like,
lovely.
okay, cool. Do you know when there's one? There's possibly one July 1st. Well, the ones that are trying to kick us out of here messed up because according to the law, they got to give me a written notice. And guess what they haven't given me? A
so you've got another 30 days.
So I got till the end of this month, and then they have to give me a 30-day notice at that point because you can't give it to me at the middle end or whatever. You have to give it to me at the beginning of the month.
Yep.
So I'm crossing my fingers that one's going to be available July 1st because I have I took in a fellow that I've kind of mentored in life, and we're going to help straighten him out. He's not a bad person. He makes bad decisions. Gets himself involved with the wrong people and gets himself burned. He's too kind. Yep. That might be a word for it. Wants to be helpful
a little less kind, a little bit naive, sort of thing.
Yeah. So,
but we all have friends like that. But it's just a shame that people do take the piss like that.
Oh yeah, they do all the time. 2 secs. That cat ain't gonna stop meowing unless I go fix it. And all it is, she wants in my son's room, and he won't open the door. So, yeehaw! 2 secs.
Not a problem.
There we go. I'm back that quick. So it was kind of funny that that situation came out the other night. My our new roommate looked at my stepson and said, "Hey, why don't you just leave your door open so that doesn't happen?" And he just looked at him funny, right? And it's like, what are you doing that you need? You're over in the corner with your computer. We can't see it even from. I can't even see in the room from the hall.
Yeah,
the way it's laid out. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I want privacy, but I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, well, but he's hopefully heading off to the university in September. That's my goal for him.
Lovely.
And then he can make a decision from that point what he wants to do. He's like, well, don't I have to have that up front? I went, no, no, you don't. I said, you can go and take a year just to figure out what you do like and then focus at that point. Right? I said, people go to school for 8-10 years, man. Don't worry about it. Right? Well, I don't want to be in debt.
Yeah.
No
Even
sound.
when they reach us later. So I caught your stream a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago. Are we talking about the alternate streamer? That was Monday, believe it or not.
Yeah. When someone come in. I don't want to mention names because obviously it's slander.
No, absolutely. But that person came in, spoke their mind or whatever. Yep, I gotcha.
Yep. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep, give it a sec here. Cruz just popped in. There's another person semi-involved in a lot of different situations.
Yeah. I felt that you and Tim were fairly untreated.
A lot of people have said that.
Treated
yeah, that's why I tried to handle it the way I did. And, I'll give anybody a
I thought
chance
it
to
was
come
very
in and talk.
diplomatic. Oh, of course, I thought that was very diplomatic the way you did handle it. But it's as far as being valid in your points, I don't think that he actually had a point.
I get where
I
he
mean?
was coming from. He felt like if Tim had a problem, come talk to him. Except that,
Yeah,
I can't speak to it. I don't go in his streams, right? I did tell him why, right? That there was a couple of incidents like that one that I just kind of felt like, okay, whatever. That's how you want to run your sandbox. You run your sandbox your way. So I went off and started my own. Excuse me. So basically, what I didn't like is that he was taking that opportunity to go after Tim over a comment he made on Mad Hatter's Reef. Well, that's Mad Hatter's problem, not yours. But again, you've been given an opportunity we normally don't have. And then he said his piece. I tried to keep it as indirectly from happening as a bullying incident, because you can get in trouble on here for that kind of thing. And
of course, and you could see which way it was going as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but I do appreciate that you think I handled it well. I tried to. I tried to keep it as diplomatic as possible. Yeah,
I think he handled it really well. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he stood there and said, "Yeah, and what?" They weren't his words, but he stood there like a man and said, "Yeah, and what?" Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And
yeah, I actually go ahead.
To try and harass someone for actually owning up to what they did forefrontally on a live stream, as you said, no one gets a chance to do that. Yeah,
normally don't.
Big balls to Tim. Big balls to Tim.
Yep.
And to say that you came from something that person created is false. You came here on your own. You created this on your own.
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
Do you know what I mean? All the same, we might have known you from another stream, but that's someone else's stream. We chose to follow you.
Yeah.
You didn't go head hunting.
No, I didn't go subscription hunting, head hunting, nothing like that. Nope.
Nope.
At least that I'm not aware of. Hey, Angel, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Reefer.
Yeah. And
yeah, I just wanted to say something about that, because I do think you handled that well.
Appreciated. That is much appreciated. Tim, if you can hear me, because it says he can't hear us, I'll send you a link. I'll type that to him here in a sec, too. Do I have Tim? I got Tim, right? Oh, I removed Tim's email again. I got this. Hold on. I don't want to ask for people's emails too often, because unfortunately, that can lead to problems. So,
well, there's a lot of people to go through. How are you going to remember everyone's email?
There we go, Tim. There we go. Yeah, I write them on a list, but what happens sometimes is that when I pull it across, I end up cutting, not copying.
Of course, yes.
No, it's just in the big rush to get things done. Yeah, I got my buddy working on. We're trying to get a secondary computer that can run OBS to slave into mine, and it's being a bit of a bullocks about it.
Yeah.
If I'm using that right, how you guys do. But there we go, and sent. There we go, link sent. So, overall, the way to kind of look at it is that, it was, for me, it was okay. That's done and gone. And we're not, I don't want to overly deal with it, right? Nobody's feelings on our end were hurt. You know what I mean? And I would assume that, hopefully Rico got whatever he was looking for out of it, and good, we're done.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He can go play on his side of the playground. I'm going to play on mine, and we'll leave the British Bulldogs and Red Rover games out of it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And, I have said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. Anybody's welcome in my stream to talk, to get in on the silly conversations that we do have, and kind of take it from there. So ta-da. You know what I mean? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Because really, at the end of the day, streaming to learn something, thankfully it does work. But a lot of times what will happen, especially when you start to get bigger, is that your questions in the chat get left on the wayside. So
Of course,
really, that's what your moderators are for, and it's to get your attention, right? Because really, it really depends who they want to ask the question of. So if I have Cruz in here, or I have Nick, or yourself, or somebody, and somebody asks a question that is specific to you, then I have someone eventually how we're.
Is Reefer Madness connection getting to him?
Yeah, he's having problems with his internet today.
Yeah, I had problems with my internet yesterday on someone else's live stream as well.
I think everyone's generally having problems today.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the internet connection himself, or if this is sort of like YouTube's data overloading.
It might be. It might be. Eddie's back. Oh. Hello, hello.
Change the link. No, it did not. There we go. So there's Tony.
Yee.
Did you get booted out too?
I did, mate.
Now, funny, my video stream, I don't think did. It did not. Fair enough. All right. Thank you, Google Hangouts, for being completely and utterly bullocks.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be like that all day. You watch. Just one of those things. But anyway, hey, Roscoe, it just comes down, you know, asked, answered. Thank you. Right. Cruz, I sent you a link. That one doesn't work again. You got to pull it direct somehow. Whatever you've been doing, I don't know why that link's not working for your phone. Yeah. And Tim, I sent you a link. Have I announced my what?
Secret yet?
My secret yet?
With
No.
the channel. Oh, good.
No,
I didn't want to miss that.
No. The big woohoo kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to miss that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the works for me. A lot of it, I'll hint to it, is production. Right, we're working really hard to make it much more of a production, and been working. It's not cheap. And Tim's Tank, thank you very much for the donation. I did get that first thing. Kind of woke up and went, "Hey, cool. Well, thank you." Right, you know, and if you know, I guess I'll speak to it since it just came up. If you check my descriptions and you want to be able to, you know, give money to help me out with the big secret, which is it's cool. That's all I'll say. Go ahead and if you can't, don't worry about it. You know, I'm just working towards it. It's Android phones. Thank you, Roscoe. I was wondering if it was Apple or Androids that are having a real hard time. Usually it's Apple.
Yeah, I'm on Android.
Yeah. And it seems to be certain ones. So yeah, I know Tim's on an Apple, and I got to send him the link almost every time. So it's what it is. So the Indonesian fishing ban and coral ban. It is a load of
it a hoax
rubbish.
or is it real?
It's not a hoax. It is a two departments in the government over there are having a pissing contest.
Yep.
So the CITES stuff and all that is all in place and working. It's the health certificates aren't being issued, and it's a miscommunication within the government. So now there's a big argument over who's right about what they're doing. So as far as those guys are concerned, it'll be resolved within a couple of weeks, right? And they'll start getting their health certificates issued so they can ship. That's what's going on, and that's
health certificates. Is that DEFRA?
It's
or how do you spell it?
Health, HEALTH, health.
No, health, but there's a company that deals with it, isn't there? There's CITES, and then And this
well, it's a lot of it's WSI, Walt Smith,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Incorporated, right? But all of them are having this problem. They're not getting their health certificates issued. That this stuff was collected, humanely, blah 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 blah. Then the CITES one kicks in for them to be able to export. So right now, that's what's going on. You have to have both, or you can't ship.
So it's a mini Hawaii, basically. Because they got found out, didn't they?
Yeah, they got found out what was going on too. That one department was trying to overrule another. Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see. And those governments are in a weird state of flux. So that makes things kind of sketchy for them as well. But they're working on it. They'll get it solved. So I think I'm going to kill the flow from my pump in the 20-gallon for a couple of days, and see if my my hammers and my frog spawns come out a little more. I was looking at my old 20-gallon. That's at my the guy who does my tattoos. And he was doing a touch-up yesterday, and I had a look at my old tank with my old fish in it, which was kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're doing great, and that tank looks fantastic. I mean, fantastic. I actually, I thought I took pictures of it, and I did, but I did them with the Facebook pictures. You know what I'm talking about? Like through chat, and I realized, shiza. I did that wrong. What did I doing? Hey, Dre, we're just hanging out. We're going to chat fish, chat a little everything, I think, today. So, yeah, it was nice to see it and realize, like, oh, right, he's got like next to no flow in here. That explains why his they're out, really out, right?
So you think yours is getting a bit battered?
I think they're getting a bit battered. And if they are, if I turn the flow down, and I'll keep an eye on my algae and all that other stuff, right?
Of course, yeah.
But if it turns out that's what it is, then all you got to do is probably adjust my flow in some way, shape, or form, or move it, or do something. So, Cyano, Dre's got some. Geez, Dre, what you doing, man? You jumping out? You got a new tank, I know. I dealt with Cyano bubbling and turning my light intensity and light period down. Turn up your flow. That's the big one, number one. So bubble and flow.
Big key with cyano, isn't it?
Yeah. And if that doesn't work, and siphon off a lot of it, right? So go in with the turkey baster I use a 1/4-inch line, which was a great tip from Dave's Nano Tanks that I got. So I would go in there. So I take out the minimum amount of water while still removing it. Remove as much as you can. If it's on the rocks, don't blow it off the rocks first, because that makes it harder to get. Get it all off the best you can, especially out of your sand bed. Then bubble your tank if you're not, right? And if you need some explanation on that, we'll get you going. Hey, Sandy D. Basically from that point, and then turn your lights down. So get your flow up, okay, like Roscoe said. Bubble your tank, right, after the removal, and then maybe turn your lights down a bit and give it a few days. Give it some time to work. If you still notice it's coming back at epic carpet levels, then we'll kind of revisit it for you. But generally those steps work. I got rid of it in here within, I think it took me like 2 weeks, and it was gone completely. It's never back. Yeah. Good morning, Cruz.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Good morning, Tony.
How's it going, man? All right?
Yeah.
You need a coffee, Cruz? You sound not awake there, buddy.
Yeah.
So, have you boys had any dealings with vinegar dosing? I'm considering going to vinegar dosing.
Well, why not vinegar and vodka? Why not?
Pardon?
Both?
Do both.
Vinegar and
why not go? Vinegar and vodka.
What, a 1-to-1 ratio, or?
Yeah, you could do that, or you could do a 75-25 type of ratio. 75 vodka. Vodka's a lot more sterile than
vinegar.
What is that? Than
Yeah.
vinegar.
Vinegar's ratio to vodka is 7-to-1, isn't it?
No, 25
no,
1.
75 to 1.
75.
To
No,
75.
I mean,
Sorry, 75 25. In strength?
I mean, in strength. Is
Vodka's
it 7-to-1?
pure.
Yeah, vodka's more pure. So it's actually If I remember, my vinegar dosing started off really low, like insanely low, like 1 mil per 10 gallon or some crazy ratio.
What we did is we diluted the vodka to half strength.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you take you take the vinegar, or sorry, the vodka, and then you cut it with RO water.
Yep. Lovely. So I'm considering my nutrient levels will not go down, even though I'm using filter socks. I'm changing them every day.
Mm-hmm.
I've done ATM colonies, so I think it's just the fish. I think it's
do
just
you
the
bubble?
fish.
What's your
Yes,
oxygen
I do.
levels? Okay. Are
Oxygen
you bringing...
levels? I will tell you.
Okay.
Pardon?
Yeah, just trying to troubleshoot it step by step. That's all.
Thanks, Andy. I appreciate that. I do so little work to this tank sometimes. I actually like go, ooh, am I not doing enough? Right? Like, I mean, I feed. I keep as much food out of the tank as I can. You know, a lot of people attribute it to like, oh, well, you used peroxide. No, peroxide was just one tool in many things I did. Which was watch my feeding. I started bubbling the tank. Cut my photo period down, my intensity. It was just, I used it like a lawnmower to just take off that initial bad batch of green hair algae I had going.
Oxygen is 7.
There you go.
Okay.
Bang on 7 ppm, which is about right in my mind. Are you feeling it?
We usually run around 9.
9. Okay.
Slightly higher.
So I've done the 10 hours for 2 weeks, and I do 4 hours every night. So what, boost it up to maybe 6?
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, I would increase it a little bit. See, I mean, that's all it is. It's not changing the way that you're doing things. It's just changing the lengths and the time. I think that's where a lot of people and a lot of reapers have issues, is that they're like, oh, you want me to do it another way? No. Just increase or decrease time.
Yeah.
Based on bioload. And I think that you have a decent bioload, right, Tony? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you need to sometimes jumpstart the bacteria with a little bit more oxygen.
Yep.
And you could also enrich it utilizing some hydrogen peroxide in potatoes.
Yep.
And actually letting that gas bleed into the air intake of your skimmer and or your bubbler.
Okay, so a bit of hydrogen peroxide with RO water and potato in a bottle.
No RO water. No RO water at all. Just
straight.
Pour a liter of hydrogen peroxide into a 2-liter bottle with cubed up potatoes.
Yep.
And then it'll start bubbling.
Lovely.
So you could actually utilize that oxygen that's coming off of it and feed, basically enriching the air that you're also sucking in.
Oh, into the skimmer.
Into the skimmer and
or aqua lifter. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lovely.
There's a new trick for you, folks. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, no, definitely. That's perfect. I'd rather try things rather than going down the carbon dosing route first of all, because that's for life, isn't it? Once you start, it's hard to get off of.
Well, I mean, our tanks are naturally, how do you say it, deficient in actual organic carbons.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one of the reasons for dosing, because that becomes the limiting factor in the bacterial population.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I have no algae or anything like that. I have nothing. Yeah. I have me Cheetos growing lovely, but my nitrates is still not keeping up. It's still not keeping up.
Okay, it's fallen down, right?
Yeah.
And your PO4 is slightly higher, yeah?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there thinking carbon dosing is my only option.
Yeah. And do you have any way to increase your nitrates?
Yes, I do. Where I make my own food.
Yeah.
The juices that come off that would do it, wouldn't it?
It does. It does. But if you want to catch up and pull it down a little bit faster, you could also utilize potassium nitrate.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Well, I'm dosing potassium anyway, so would that bring it up?
Yeah.
Or
What I
bring it
would. Well, no. Well, it depends on the potassium.
Yeah.
If it's potassium sulfate, then no, it won't.
It is
It wouldn't,
sulfate, yeah. Sorry for the silly question, but
No,
no,
that's absolutely what this is all about.
Yeah.
Right?
This is the understanding and also the problem solution type of
no.
interchange.
So
type of
I am one of those
wanting.
people that do DIY their own dosing with Randy's recipes.
Well, that's one of the reasons why you rarely hear me talk about products.
Yep.
You hear me talking about chemistry.
Yeah.
Once again, there's practical chemistry, which you actually can do.
Yep.
And then there's the impractical one that, some of these other people that call themselves gurus
Yep.
or chemistry gurus, they really don't understand because they
No.
don't have a tank.
The reason I like DIY version is because you know what you're putting into your system.
For the most part.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Because we still don't know the impurities that it might have. Because
no.
it says 99% pure. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
What is that 1%?
Yeah. You don't know what binding agent they're using. It may say pharmaceutical grade, but
yeah, it might be good for pharmacy, for pharmaceutical that maybe a little bit different than what you're anticipating.
Of course.
So, yeah,
lovely.
Just keeping you aware of it. That's all.
No. Well, it's a case of I've seen no problem so far, but we don't know what's going to happen down the line, do we?
No, not at all. But I mean, so far, haven't had a lot of problems with the potassium nitrate coming from the scientific guys. So
yeah,
right.
I guess it's pure enough.
yeah,
pure enough for what we need. When people ask for something that's like super pure, it's like, really? You really need that? I don't think so. So there's a lot of people that have taken it, well past reasonable, and you're paying like what, $50 an ounce or $50 a gram.
Yeah.
What, to something that technically is toxic? Technically?
Yeah.
Right? Sodium. We're talking about sodium potassium?
No, potassium nitrate.
Potassium nitrate. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say because I'm thinking of sodium pentothal. Never mind. Brain went the other
way. And there's Craig, just to mix it up that little bit more.
It's too early for chemistry, bud. Sorry. Wrong answer, but thank you for calling.
Thank you for playing. Please try again.
How to kill your spouse with Reefer Madness. What? No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my everyone's I was like, I asked that one time. It's like, you're diabetic, you have insulin. Yeah, you could kill your wife. And I'm like, how the hell did you pull that one out of your ass?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it's true. I could, if I had insulin in the house, easily, undetectably. And somebody said, what do you mean undetectably? I said, well, if you have a small enough hypodermic needle and you slide it under their nail somehow without causing any damage, they will generally miss that.
But Craig,
well, I don't think anybody's going to sit still to a nail, having a hypodermic needle shoved under their nail. You know what I'm saying? So
there's also, if you don't get away with it and it doesn't kill her, she's going to kill you.
Well, there's that.
So somebody's going to die.
Yeah, someone's going to die one way or the other, right? Exactly, right? So, but
it's going to be painful.
Yeah, mine will be the epic beating of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's all 4'10" of fury, so.
Yeah, the short ones always are, mate. The short one. See, we're both in the same boat. Both our women are short, and both are crazy cat ladies.
Yeah, I'm just like, look, she got a tattoo yesterday of a cat.
Yep.
So that just tells you right there, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lovely tattoo. It really is.
She's sitting right there, isn't she?
No. Thankfully, she's at work. That's why I got rid of the murder comment. But you know what I mean? It's like, she even's like, she's OCD, so that she has a big problem with the move coming up. And even she started to warm up to, well, geez, we could redo the 120, right? The potential for it, right? And I said, well, she goes, how much would it cost? I said, more than we have. Because I have to order my rock. Now, mind you, I've been talking to my LFS guy in Fredericton, and if he's got the right supply in, like he didn't bring in as much as Nick did, but he did bring in a lot. So he's had a few people starting up, but he figures he still has around 100 pounds. Yep. And I said to him, well, listen, you know, if I come up and so this would be live rock. And the wife goes, well, how do we keep it alive this time so we don't have a green hair algae? She goes, I don't think you're going to want to take out 40-pound chunks, right? And I went, no, I prefer not to. But, you know, it can be done if it needs to be, because there's no coral really in this tank, right? I got a really pissed off toadstool and some other softies. And I mean, two of the softies, like me and Cruz were talking about, I have to bag them because they're palitoxin prone. They're blue-green velvet pallies and nuclear green pallies, right? So they got to be done separately and then treated separately and put back in the tank so that I don't have anything. And the other thing is, guess what? They're both probably coated in bubble algae underneath.
Yep.
So for me to get rid of them, the wife was like, so we're going to take that little pile off the sand that has nothing on it. I went, right. She goes, and the rest we're going to garbage. And I went, you got it. And I actually have a buddy who's willing to throw them in a kiln.
Yep.
And destroy them.
Not just a kiln, but you could also utilize muriatic acid.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking about doing is going out in the country, out in the backyard, away from everybody, and poof, they're done. So that I don't make the news or someone else doesn't make the news because I did something that caused someone to be poisoned, right? And my uncle's like, really? Is that really required? I said, yeah, we need about a 5-gallon pail. I said, we're going to fill it up with our own muriatic acid or muriatic or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And we're going to nuke them. I said, and then basically we're going to walk up, go poof, and walk away. Right? And he goes, how long does that hang around? I went, I don't care. I said, we're going to leave it there for days. Yeah. I said, because we need it to neutralize it. Then we'll walk up and throw baking soda in it to neutralize the acid.
Definitely, yep.
Right? And he's like, right, how much of that? I said, probably just chuck the whole box in.
Whole box
right?
in. Yep.
Yeah. And he goes, right. I said, once that's done and it's sat for another 24 hours, then I'll reach in with gloves on, remove said rocks. Right? And he goes, right. I said, then we'll take that water and we'll find a safe place to dump it.
Yes, a safe place. A safe place.
And he goes, well, where would that be? I said, anywhere that your dog isn't going to go.
Yeah.
Right? I said, because just in case, it should all be neutralized, but guess what? You know, life finds a way to just bite you in the ass, right? So,
for those that are listening, it is a crime. It is a severe crime if you just pour it down the drain.
Oh yes, do not pour acid down
no matter what country, just no matter what country you're in, that you could get imprisoned.
There was a guy I was reading about in southern states. I know it was in the southern states, and he did that outside, walked to his storm drain, and dumped it down the drain.
Yep.
And somebody saw him do it. So then they came and tested it, and they nailed him to the wall for that.
Yep.
Right? You know, you just basically did what big companies do and get away with because they have lawyers and money.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get nailed by the EPA for Environmental Protection Acts. Oh, you don't want to do that.
No.
Most of the time, as long as you've, shown what you did, you probably won't get in trouble because as long as you neutralize it, it's no longer an issue. But they might take exception to the palitoxin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the same level as asbestos, isn't it?
It does. And most of them will consider it that way just because the CDC really flips out in the States about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because
they don't have any other things to compare it to.
Yeah. So they just know it's dangerous. And I think they categorize it as a level 4 toxin.
Biohazard.
Yeah. Biohazard level 4 or some crazy thing, which is true. Let's face it. I mean, we're talking about microscopic amounts that have led to the guy in Gatineau, Oxfordshire, Alaska. All these people have done stupid things, getting rid of a pally and not realize that, this is not something to play with, right?
It's UK's only starting to take things serious now about palitoxins.
And the thing is to understand where they come from. It is not going to come from a blue-green velvet. You'll get it. Yes. There, it's in there. I mean, we can see it, right? Those guys grease up so fast it's not even funny. But like Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops Lanthan, no,
minimal.
As long as you don't ingest it, you're probably fine, right?
Yep.
That kind of thing. So it's understanding, and you got to remember, every coral in your tank is toxic.
Yep.
Every last one of them has the potential to be toxic, right? I've been stung by a frickin' Euphilia. My whole arm just laced right up in red welts. What did it? It was a orange octospawn. Did it to me. So there you go, right? So, okay, well that's his stingers. That's still a toxin. You know what I mean?
That's how it protects itself in the wild.
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, we lost Tony. Bet you his battery died or his data ran out. Hello, Blinky Fish. How are you today? Hello, Sandy again. Dre, everybody else who's hanging out, thanks for coming.
Good morning, everyone.
We're just hanging out. We're shooting the breeze. Pallytoxin on the topic again, probably stemming from the fact that I got a whole load of crap to do with my 120-gallon tank. Wow, I can't speak today. I just literally, blah, 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 blah. There we go. So I'm going to grab another coffee.
You're like a rambler.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I do. Well, it's my job, so to speak. But yeah, it was interesting when I read that last night, and I think I linked it to you, didn't I, Cruz? That I found that thread. So. I think I linked it up to you, and I'm sitting there going, "Ta-da!" Yeah, like it just was funny that it was getting talked about, and I wasn't finding anything except from back in January, and that it was on hold at that point. That wasn't the case. So it was really nice to see that. Not that I was vindicated. No way, shape, or form was that even on my mind.
No.
It was that okay? No,
speculation still.
I'll wait, and still is. Exactly.
Yeah.
So why did this happen, and why are those two government agencies over there going at it? Right? What's that? Exactly. What's that got to do with us?
To me, I think that it's a matter of the animal activists and the tree huggers, as we call them affectionately,
eco hippies. Yeah.
Exactly. And they're trying to fight for the environment, which is good, but at the same time, they're also, I want to call it knee jerk reacting.
Yeah, they're jumping in too quick in the wrong direction and not really thinking about, what needs to be fixed is getting the local guys who aren't doing what Walt Smith is doing. And we're not saying that Walt Smith is perfectly doing this, but at least he's attempting, or they are attempting to kind of do that correctly. Mariculture it. Let's not go out there and just raid the reef, so to speak. Don't cyanide them fish to catch them, blah, 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 blah. And somebody's like, well, if you can't cyanide it, you can't catch that certain fish. You don't want a fish that's been hit with cyanide.
Yeah.
That fish, his lifespan is now infinitely shorter. And if
because
not,
it doesn't come out of the liver. It doesn't come out of the liver.
No, it stays there.
Like us.
Yeah.
Yep.
They can't process it like us. Hey, Rob, how you doing? So I'm going to jump over for a quick grab of a coffee, and I'll be right back, folks.
Well, apparently you might need some coffee here soon, Cruz, because I keep on hearing you yawning like.
But that's not me.
But here, if you want a bit of an energy boost, take a sip of my coffee through my straw.
Only if that could happen, buddy. Only
if only. Well, I can imagine if you were pissed, you might be able to suck it right through.
Nah, I don't have that kind of suction power. Yeah. I don't do bits and bite coffee too well. How are you doing, Angel? Good?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. But last night when when we were doing the under 2-hour live stream and all, and someone not sure if it was you or Reefer Madness was singing the life's been good. I've had that song stuck in my head all night.
That was probably Reefer Madness. Yeah.
Because I've had that song stuck in my head, but I guess that's what happens when you have never heard a song before and it's catchy. It gets stuck in your head for a period of time before you move on.
Yep. Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and that's how #1 hit songs, come to be. They get, it's a very, very catchy tune. Doesn't matter what the words are, and then it's something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you,
Welcome
sir.
back.
Thank you. All right. So, good morning, everybody. I'll tell you, hello, Tina. How are you this fine day?
Good morning, T.
So, yeah. So, we've touched on everything. It's going to be that kind of a day. It's Sunday. It's kind of the catch-up day. Let's see what Monday brings and, that kind of thing. And I had been saying earlier, Cruz, with this 20, after looking at my original 20 over at my tattooer, his euphilia are way out. I'm like, maybe I got a little too much flow in this 20 that's making those guys kind of snap in a bit. So I'm probably going to cut flow for a day or two just to see if they come way out. And if they do, trying to adjust that accordingly so that I keep them out a little more. So, my lights just came on. Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
You saw it here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of that. Oh, well, whatever. If I can keep all the bad stuff out of my tank and it just takes throwing it. Oh, Rast is attacking the clowns. What's that all about? Stop fighting, you two idiots. That's what that is. There'll always be a tank boss.
Yeah. Probably got into his grazing grounds.
Could have been. Yeah, he's just not liking them there. Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, Reefer, the song that you mentioned last night of Life's Been Good, I've had that song stuck in my head when I looked it up on YouTube here, and I listened to it. I've had it stuck in my head for the past 12 hours.
You're welcome.
Even when he was sleeping, it was stuck in
Well,
his head.
actually, I did not sleep at all.
Oh, well, you got to sleep, buddy. Don't be doing that. That's actually rather unhealthy for you.
Well, I know.
I'm a midnight burner as well. I mean, I these days function on like 6 hours sleep. Did that, and that's probably why I was able to pull the overtime I was able to pull for like 2 years. Is the simple fact that I could, work for that, have a little fun playing online, doing what I was doing, sleep for 6 hours, and go back to work. It did lead to burnout. So I got really tired. I got really overdone and really agitated at everything. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. The clearest path to emotional instability is the lack of sleep. Yep.
You will fly off the handle at everything in any direction. So always get your sleep, man. Good 8 hours will do your body a world of good and your mind.
Yep.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
Yep.
Just from two guys that do it way too often.
Yeah. I work 16s and 18s, and sometimes it's still stuck in my head. What I need to do, what I'm supposed to do for the next day, and I overthink things sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And overthinking, and we're just saying, just from a health perspective,
If you could rest.
Yeah, if you can rest, exactly. You know what I mean? It's it's just like anything else. I love the compliment I got. Tank's looking great. It is. I got that one little patch of algae on the sand over there. I know where that's coming from. I'm not bubbling enough, if you want my honest opinion, because I was bubbling. And I think I cut it back a little too far, so I'm going to put it back up to 2 hours. And it also makes my fish time out. So all this fussing and feuding those two clowns are doing instantly
It calms them down.
Yep. Yeah. So it gives my my little male clown a rest. So, and I think when I go to pull them out of the tank here for the move, good chance I'm probably going to pull him out and put him in his own tank, or her, one way or the other, and just let it be. Give it a few weeks. So, because she may reaccept him, or I can put him back in and she'll kill him. We've all seen that. Yeah, I've actually seen that more often than not in the last couple of months. I think I know about 6 or 7 guys who have had their big females kill their males. Yeah. So, not sure what's going on there or what the behavior says, but we always think it's because they don't want to mate. Very well could be. But yeah, so anything on anybody's agenda today? I think Sandy was talking about.
Well, I was gonna go to church, but I missed the church bus that takes people there because I live in an apartment where every Sunday there's a church bus that passes by my apartment that people can get on and go to church together. I missed it.
Oh well, there you go. Well, that's go next week.
You know what? You know what a lot of the religious people say. You know, his house is where the heart is. It doesn't matter whether or not it's
where you are,
or a congregation.
And basically, the place that I live in, which is an 8-floor apartment building, is kind of like a mansion, like the song "My Life's Been Good."
There you go.
Oh, absolutely.
I have a mansion, forget the price.
Just remember, we can only go so far with that, Angel.
They tell me it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good song, actually.
Yeah. Life's Been Good's an excellent song. And funny in so many ways. It's not even, it was the Rockstar song before Rockstar ever came out.
I live in hotels, tear out the walls. I have accountants pay for it all.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So we're going to try to keep it on fish though today, okay, Angel?
Well, sometimes you need like a musical performance, like myself, to entertain while watching the fish.
No harm there. Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, I gotta give you guys a short musical performance, but if you ever want to hear more, I know several songs of all the lyrics to by heart. So if you ever feel boring and there's nothing much to talk about fish related, I'd be more than happy to give a musical fish performance.
Musical fish performance.
Fish performance. I will take you up on that. Yeah, I will.
We'll keep you in mind, buddy.
Yeah. So, but no, it's I don't know. It's going to be that kind of a day. We're probably going to be a little bit everywhere anyway. Sundays are like that in the first place. Eradicate, how are you, sir? Yeah. Get those thumbs up, folks. Apparently, I got 3 haters in the house. That's all right. You're allowed to hate me.
Yep.
Does he know any Morrissey? Really, Morrissey? Were you that depressed girl in your bedroom listening to Morrissey, Blakey? Yeah. What was the band he came from? Was it the Smiths? Yeah, the Smiths. And then he went off on his own, right? Yeah. There was a girl I dated in high school that was all into him, and I went, "Wow, I'm listening to like Poison, don't need nothing but a good time, and you're listening to like I want to kill myself today." Yeah. No, he's fine. They're hilarious to watch interviews with too. Like, they're just, how can you be that depressed about anything? But no, it's music's music, man. I tell everybody's music is valid. I've never, except for dubstep, I never quite got that.
Yeah, me neither.
The minute that the beat's not consistent in some way, shape, or form,
it throws me off.
It throws me off.
My jive. Yeah, the Smiths. They're also another. They're a recent band, aren't they? Or are they?
They're 80s. They were in the 80s, late 80s. Yeah.
Okay.
Soft Cell.
Yeah. Only Living Boy in New York. That one was a good one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Good morning, Tim. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm having so much fun.
Oh, what?
It's back to cable management again. I need to get this doser hooked up, but I run into wires. So on a Sunday morning, I'm down underneath a tank stand, and I'm not very flexible anymore at my age anyway. Putting in these little hangers so I can hang the wires and cords up nice and neatly. And hopefully before the day is over with, I'll have everything set up for my doser again. So I don't have to every morning get up and do the strenuous task of dosing the tank by hand. In other words, I'm lazy and I just want to get the doser set up and do this. But I say that, and it's really kind of true, sort of true, a lot true. But every time I've got my doser set up and going, things seem to go right in the tank because you get it set up right. You know, it's dosing on a regular schedule, and it's all about the stability thing. I think that things usually go better in the tank when you do that. When I do it anyway, so that's where we're at.
Awesome. Did you hear what happened to Tom's tank cracked bottom?
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Yeah. And I was making to him suggestions, and I don't understand why people don't do this for a lot of the freshwater tanks that they want to convert over to saltwater tanks.
Yeah.
Why don't they actually layer the glass with glass and epoxy again? Do you know what I'm saying? Get the 2-part epoxy, layer it, add another piece of 1/4-inch glass on the bottom to actually strengthen it. Do you know what I'm saying? The lateral, because 1/4-inch glass for a base panel is really, really thin, especially if it's like held up around the rim of the freaking of the tank.
Not to mention that, what was he trying to do? Was he trying to drill it, or what was he?
No. He just filled it up with water and did a water test.
Okay.
And I guess, from my assumption, anyways, is that it wasn't straight.
Okay.
Or it was resting on something that may have been pointy that you didn't see, like a piece of sand.
Kind of torqued,
like a piece of sand. Yeah, like it added so much pressure to one point and then it cracked across the entire thing. So that's one of the reasons when we're filling up tanks, we also put it on a thin foam pad, just in case.
Well, that's what I did on my new one. So.
Exactly. And then, just layering it with a little layer of epoxy so that the bottom seam, the silicone, doesn't have to hold it.
Yeah.
Right.
The epoxy will.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I've never heard of epoxying glass before. And I'm like, what do you think safety glass is made out of? For our windshields.
Made of an epoxy resin, yeah.
It's an epoxy resin and 2 layers of glass.
This, I don't have enough. I just got this tank. It's an SCA tank. And it's rimless, but it has the Euro bracing on it. But now, one thing I did notice right away, the sealant, the silicone, it has a black sealant, but it's much thicker than that Marineland tank that actually pulled apart. I don't know if that's.
No, it's probably more the quality of it than the quantity of it. You know what I mean? Like it may be that it's thicker, but it may also be of higher quality.
Yeah. The other thing about this, I forgot about, but it was part of the reason why the tank was so expensive. It's that Starfire glass. It really is clear. It really is a big difference.
Low iron
glass. Yep.
Yeah. You know what the iron does in glass?
Other than turn it green or something?
Yeah, exactly. Other than turn it green. Sorry.
No, not exactly. No.
It strengthens it.
Okay. So that's why this would be easier to scratch, and or maybe that doesn't have any part of it.
Yeah, because the hardness index has shifted because you don't have the extra binding, the metal binding in it.
Yeah.
And imagine the silicon atom, and then imagine some, silicon atoms all around, and you see once in a while a ferrous atom in there.
Yep.
And what it does is it aligns to that iron core, basically. Does that make sense? It makes a lattice pattern.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes it a little bit stronger, a little bit more abrasive resistant, so on and so forth. Has a higher tensile strength.
Glass. I've got a thicker glass in this than I had.
Yep.
I knew that
absolutely.
Too,
you needed
really pay attention.
Yeah, you needed to have the strength.
Yeah.
Right, for the size. Yeah. Transparent aluminum. That's going to be the next thing, I think. Transparent aluminum. They've made it. It's real. It's super thin right now. But if as Star Trek 4 has told us, you can carry whales if you can make it thick enough. So now
you could an aircraft out of. Holy crap!
Yep, they figured it out. Now at this point, it's making it thicker without it again turning into being aluminum, right?
Yeah.
I forget what the thickness is. I think it's below 1/16. It's like 1/32 thick. But it's
and a little foggy right now. It's still
a little foggy. Yep.
I gotta buy a new.
I
gotta on this tank. I gotta buy a new magnetic cleaner because I've got a flipper, but it's not strong enough for this glass. I mean, I tried to clean the glass once or twice, and it just pulls apart, and it doesn't float as well as the original
mag floats and that. Yeah, a lot of people like that wood one. What the heck's the wood one called again?
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
Transparent wood too.
Yeah,
have you seen that too? Transparent wood.
Transparent wood. Yeah.
Am I on the Sci-Fi Channel or what the hell?
No, you're just talking to you guys that watch that stuff. That's all. Yeah.
Welcome to science.
Yeah, welcome to science. Science.
Welcome to the Fist Science Channel.
The mic can't drop because I'm in space.
You can't see my tank stand. It's invisible. Looks like it's floating. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now we're getting busy. Anyway, I gotta get up for coffee.
See, I would like to see what fish would actually do in a no gravity environment. How would they swim?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
And if there's no pressure getting the gas osmosis back into their gills, how in the heck can they breathe?
Yeah, they might be quickly dead,
I think so. But I don't know. That's speculation. Speculation right now until I can replicate it.
Good heavens, Mrs. Sakamoto.
So instead of joining the Flat World Society, I'm going to go ahead and say, NASA, let me do this experiment for you and send me up there.
One with the clear
I want a free ride up there too.
Invisible wood and invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see whether or not fish and invertebrates can actually survive up there in a zero gravity environment.
Exclusive. All right. Well, we'll see if we can identify it. I mean,
what is it?
He says he's got something on his rock.
It's a thing. I'm just kidding.
Kill it.
I know that.
Yeah. Oh, you got the chuds, man. You're screwed.
Huh?
What chud?
Chud. Yeah.
Oh, I got chud?
Yeah, he's got chuds. Yeah, cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Oh.
What an awful movie. God, that was hilarious.
I have to say, I have not watched that movie, Craig.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what Cruz will tell you. We used to go to the video store when, that was a thing.
Yes.
And it was the covers that sold the movie, especially the horror movies. Right? Yep. It's just like, I got to watch this. And it was horrible.
Oh, it was.
Like Extro. Remember that one? Extro. And it's
guys.
Hey, what's going on, X?
No,
not much. Sorry. So, I was looking at my rock work, and I saw on my rock work there was this. I don't know what the heck this was.
Right.
It was white, and it's like I dosed alk buffer, and I saw it kind of spitting out like a smoke looking thing.
Oh, it's probably a vermitid snail. What did it look like? What did the thing actually look like?
I can't see it because after I dosed the alk, it kind of shriveled up, and I still see it in my rock, but I'm not gonna be able to show it to you guys because it's so it's so small right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was it looked like it was this white thing, and it had this, I don't know, almost like a mouth on top, and it was almost like I don't know, I really don't know how to explain it, but it didn't have a shell or anything. Yeah, it was really weird. I haven't seen this thing before. I mean, it couldn't be any kind of sponge, could it?
If it was spitting stuff out, chances are it wasn't. There are snails that have almost no shell.
Oh, snap. Does he have tunicates?
Do I have what?
Tunicates. It's kind of hard, and it's got a mouth and a tail, or a mouth opening and an exhaust opening, and it looks like it's pulsing.
Yeah, it looks like it's pulsing. Yeah, but that was when I dosed the alk, and now it kind of shrinkled. So it shriveled to like almost like.
Oh, that's a new word.
Shrinkled.
Shrinkled.
I like that. I like
I
that.
like it.
It
Yeah.
shrinkled up, and it's going to be a reefing term now.
It shrank, and I can't. Like I can't really see it that right now, but yeah, I've never seen that before on the tank.
I think that it's a tunicate. It's a
Okay.
It's basically a chordate, so it has a definitive mouth and it has a definitive anus. You know, basically where it pumps in water and expels the water. It doesn't suck in the water and expel it from the same hole. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it bad for the aquarium or?
No, they're hitchhikers. They're almost like the sea apple. You know, like the sea apples, they have like one mouth, right, and no butt. Well, these tunicates have a complete like one direction track, so it goes in and goes out another hole.
Yeah, they're a filter feeder.
I know a few people
they're a filter
like
feeder.
Bruce. They have a mouth.
That's why we call it diarrhea. That's why we call it diarrhea of the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
I'm sorry.
How do you spell this thing so I could Google it to see if that's what it is?
Tunicate. Tunicate.
Oh God.
Yeah, and there's many variations on it, so chances are you won't find the exact one, but you just need to get close. Like permitted snails, there's many types. And they're not bad for your tank. It's, you know, we're so obsessed with all that. Like Haley said, she loves all the weird and wonderful critters and creepy she gets. Now, my wife, if she sees a bristleworm, throws gasoline in the tank, sets it on fire, and walks away.
No, that's not it.
You know, and you know it's not. You know what a bristleworm looks like. What are you doing? You're gonna swat me? Get away!
Is it light brown and white?
It is white. It's not a tunicate because I'm looking at the pictures of it, and that's not what it is.
Here, let me see if I can find it for you. Because once again, Craig said
I'm looking at
a lot of different variations.
Yeah, there's a lot of variations, man. It's like chitons, right? You ever heard of a chiton?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right now they eat them in the Caribbean. These things get huge, right? But if you, I got my one of my purple frog spawn, I think it was, and when I turned it over, I had this little purple pinkish thing that looked like a little armored shell on it, right? And at first, it's a hitchhiker. I'm going to pry it off. And I thought, well, I'll ask. And my LFS guy goes, oh, man, Jack's going to be mad. Yeah. He's going to want that from you. I said, what do you mean? He goes, that's a chiton, right? And they are the ultimate cleaner, right? They literally just crawl along. All they do is like a little lawnmower and eat everything.
Yep,
yeah,
they eat all that algae.
So,
hey, exclusive, do you by chance have a picture of it, of what you're looking at?
No, I don't. Of what? In my tank?
Yeah, that little shrinkled thing.
The shrinkled thing?
I like that word.
I
really
don't.
Do. I enjoy that word. It actually makes me giggle.
I don't. I was like, okay, this thing. It was probably like a good half an inch, and it was stuck to one of the back of the rocks. And I saw it, and I saw it pulsating, and there was like smoke coming out of it. It was like a dust, and I've never seen it before. So I'm not sure if it was because
it's not a stomatella.
It's not. No, there's no
shell?
There's no shells on it. No, nothing. It's like completely white. It looks almost like oval.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of different tunicates out there, and they're
I hear like this is Mesa EDU, so that's Ace Arizona University, and their study on it on tunicates. So, and they got tons of pictures.
Really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't worry about
it's hard to it's hard to take off. It's hard to the touch, like it's pretty firm. Like it's like the great stuff, like when you're trying to pull that off. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
And
could it be a bivalve?
Could be. But he says no shell, so that's one of the things.
Yeah, you would think it'd have a shell, yeah.
Is that it is a tunicate, and tunicates do breed that way. You know, they puff out a lot of sperm, Tries to find a freaking egg somewhere.
Yeah, that would be the smoke you're seeing. We had a fun there.
Yep.
A few nights back with my snail up top, just squirting away up there. I'm making babies, squirt, squirt, squirt. I'm making babies, squirt, squirt, squirt. That's all that guy was doing for like an hour. And I'm hoping now. Ooh, I wonder if I'll get a bunch of baby snails in here because I have some pretty mature snails in here, right?
Because it was like a balloon. It was like a balloon, and then it kind of like deflated.
Yeah, that sounds like a tunicate.
It sounds like a tunicate. Yeah. But once again, really need to see a picture of it to see,
and a good picture of it. Not here's this blurry mess. That's listen, guys. I'll be honest with you. What turned me off of my Facebook group doing any kind of identification is that people will put these pictures up and here's this blurry mess and this white blob and they still try to circle it like we're gonna. And I wrote one time just joking around, that's Bigfoot. Right, and I put a picture up right underneath of a blurry picture of Bigfoot. See, it's Bigfoot.
Yeah. So Haley said, "Poke it."
Poke it. Yeah.
I can't.
That's what guys try to do, anyways.
Yeah, we. Let's not even go there. That's how Aquaman was born. Yeah.
Exactly. Just poke it. Oops.
You gotta dip the toe.
Hey,
yeah, exactly. Right?
Did you know that Aquaman's name when he was young was Nemo?
Nemo? Yeah.
Somebody had the
poke it.
Yeah.
And that's how that one diver got stuck in a giant clam.
What was it? Somebody said it wasn't on my stream. I forget what stream I was on. It was somebody's, and they said, "Put your finger in there and wiggle around." And I had to leave at that point.
Paul's.
I'm all done. I think it was Paul's. Yeah, time to get out. Yeah. I'm done. Yeah, this is
playing around with the meat coral.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I'm like, yeah, son, we need to stop because this is just going to lead to bad, right? Nothing like a good poke, she says.
Nothing like a good poke. Exactly, Haley. That's how we all came to be.
This is the wrong hot tub for you. Yeah, this is a bachelor's hot tub. This ain't no family hot tub.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. It's like, it's got a DVD. You can put the Princess and Frog in there. It's a good movie, man. No, it's not. Anyway. Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll wait till. Sorry, I'll wait till it inflates and then I'll wait till it inflates again, or see if it moves or whatever, and then try to get back on the stream or take a picture or something.
Oh yeah, no, get a picture of it. I mean, we'll do our best. I mean, remember, like, some of us are scientists, some of us, or engineers,
and
but we'll do our best. But I just from what you're describing, it sounds like a tunicate, right? So it just sounds like a filter feeder, and they're no danger. They pose no danger. Yeah.
So you're saying this is a filter feeder? So are they like clams where they suck up the water, clean it, and then spit it back out?
Yes, you got it. Yes. Yep, that's exactly what they do. Yeah.
But
go ahead.
They have a single track, kind of like us, Well,
they have a gonad.
Anyways, most of us, we ingest from our mouths, and then it goes out the other end. And I think I posted up a link on the YouTube chat.
Yep.
If you want to take a look at the image, it actually has a complete digestive system. It's not just the sac like anemones.
Yeah, exactly. It does a little more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has identifiable sex organs.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's where we came from. Quote unquote.
The shape of it is just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
an oval.
Yeah. If it sucks in like a tunicate and squirts out like a tunicate, it's probably a tunicate, right?
Oh man. Tunicate was shrinking. If it barks like a duck and it barks like a duck and it flaps like
its wings like a duck, it's probably a goose. But it's
but it doesn't quite have the freaking beak shape. Probably.
Yeah, if it attacks you and honks insistently and says, "Give me your beer," it's probably a Canada Goose, right? So
Canadian. Yeah. And I wonder why they won't allow us to freaking shoot them.
Look, man, don't even get me started. You can come here. There's gangs. I'm not kidding. There's gangs of them here. They hang out on corners. in St. John where I live. I'll try to get some pictures and like, look, here's the E Street gang. Here's the here's the Bayside gang. It's like, it's hilarious, and you can't walk. You got to be very careful walking around them because they get extremely territorial. They're hilarious, but they're dangerous too, right?
What you doing in my hood, man?
What are you doing in my? You cooling my bird? You're cooling my bird, aren't you?
And it friggin' and it throws its wings out, right?
Oh yeah,
like a vato loco, loco.
Yeah, they basically act like good feathers. Ha.
Long term, man.
Yeah, you cool my bird? Oh no, here comes the god pigeon. Anyway, no, it's no. My brain just went, go funny. No, don't do it. No, it's too early. No, too early. No, I think Miss Haley should get in my hangout.
Absolutely.
That giggle is worth 1 million views.
Oh, absolutely. Let's go to her channel. Let's go ahead and subscribe.
Tom. Really?
Go ahead and
I'm sitting there. Which one?
He just posted it.
No.
This morning. Yeah. The bottom of his new tank build, correct.
Oh.
So I was trying to tell him how to save it. Just basically put all the pieces back together, utilize layers of epoxy and layers of new 1/4-inch glass, and that should actually hold it.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's frameless too, so he could actually spill over a little bit on the epoxy on the sides. So he should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll grab, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, look at that.
And then
see more.
And then do it on the inside. And then do it on the inside so that there's no pressure on that crack. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you
absolutely
epoxy the outside glass layer, and then you go on the inside and pour the 2-part clear and let it flow. You need a relatively low viscosity type of epoxy pour, and just pour it across. It's how we glaze a lot of furniture too, and it's called a 2-part clear epoxy. And it's almost like water. It's almost as clear as water. And you need to go above the silicon seams along the bottom. You know where you get that meniscus all the way around the bottom? Well, you need to pour at least, I want to say probably about 1/8 to 1/4 inch above that to keep it from, to keep it holding strong.
Yeah, keep it strong so it doesn't actually lose its cohesion. Anyway.
Bingo. Ding, 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 ding.
That's a word. Your science word for the day. Cohesion. Yep. It is not the name of your... Anyway. I'm not going there. Yeah, no,
it's not the name of your shrinky dink.
No, it's not your shrinky dink.
What do you mean? It's not shrinkle?
It's not shrinkled. Isn't shrinkle what you suffer when you get out of the pool? I'm just saying when it's cold.
I'm gonna make it a word in the friggin' Reef.
That's shrinkage.
You're gonna hear it all over the place, and then I'm gonna give you all the credit.
But if you take a picture of it, you know it looks shrinkled.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing was, I can't even see anything on the rock anymore. So I don't know if it moved or if it just
they don't
really
move. Went down. No, they tend to stay in one place. So chances are the alkalinity might have actually, if it went high, it might have killed it and dropped it off. So
it might be in your sandbed somewhere.
Hey Jeff,
in your sandbed somewhere.
So yeah, it's definitely when you get down and into it, those are the things you're going to get in your tank anyway. Like I said, I got a chitin somewhere. We'll see if I doubt it's still, in there, but I can hope. And when I move my rock, if I find them, I will be popping them off and putting them on the new setup. So I may even put them into this 20 just to keep them going.
Yep.
And if it ever gets too big, we'll talk. I'm sure St. Andrews, the aquarium down there, would take them. They'd probably be thrilled to it. Although I'm not sure they could look after it because, man, their tanks look like crap. But anyway, just saying, St. Andrews, do some cleaning.
Yep.
Does the world good.
Yep.
But, they have a lot of cold, deep water fish. So, of course, it's very dark. The water's very cold, that kind of thing. So it's like, look, we have harbor seals. Okay.
Yeah. But that's not an excuse, though. I've seen a lot of the NPS tanks that that some of my buddies have, and oh my god, they're gorgeous.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they have a spotlight on it, on their tank, like a little teeny tiny LED, but it's a spotlight on that one coral, and it just looks freaking phenomenal. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So that's what a black sun coral looks like when it's not stressed out.
Yep. That's yeah. I'd like so want to get a black sun coral for the wife. She saw Onychas and went nuts.
Yep.
And said we got to get
it
one.
Almost looks like it's on. Yeah, it looks like it's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's like orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Orange.
It's like
yellow,
my sun corals. They're gorgeous when they come out. My firecracker, by comparison, who's laying in the sand being dead again. I don't know what to do with that guy. I can get him to come out, and if I put him up, the snails knock him off. And it's like, guys, you got to stop doing that. So
get rid of the snails.
Get a little powwow with the snails. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Have a 1-on-1 meeting with them.
Did Frank do it? Tell me if Frank did it. You won't get in trouble for telling me. Tell me if Frank did. Exactly, right?
Exactly.
Who's the bellend that's crawling around, sticking his shell underneath and popping you off, right? I need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they do. I always thought it was my hermits, and then I realized I watched one day and he crawled up and he got underneath it, wedged himself there, and all of a sudden, pop, off it came. Right? And it's like, you son of a, and great.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good reason to take stuff off plugs, right? Period.
And I could just see a freaking cartoon, the little freaking chitin or freaking what is it called, like a narite snail or one of the turbo snails. They're as they're going towards the freaking coral. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up goes the coral.
Up goes your coral frag. Oh, it's upside down too. Good luck saving it, bugger. Yeah. Like
exactly. So I think that's kind of funny. It's just watch him as he's like going there so slowly, and he has all that intent.
You can hear that patient song from Heinz. Catch up? Yeah. So.
Yeah,
so
you know how to get that.
Hello, Seymour. Seymour's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Player from Without?
Did you know that? Did you know that tapping that freaking 57 while you have the glass bottle upside down actually helps the freaking ketchup flow?
Yep, it does. It's when it all comes out at once after that sucks. Yeah. But those are the best fries. Yeah.
Oh, they are.
And these are the best fries of our lives.
There you go. All right.
Weird. Oh, yeah. Cinco de Mayo sale end for Marine Depot. Interesting.
There you go.
I did not know that Marine Depot was
into that?
Celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Any excuse for a sale. Like I said, that was hilarious last night. I'm like, why are there fireworks going off in my city? It's
Northern Aztecs.
Northern Aztecs. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, apparently we have a Mexican pop here. They're having a little fun over in the North End. But it was the 3rd Artillery Regiment's anniversary in my city. So, okay.
You mean Hispanic.
Hispanic?
Yeah. Hispanic. Yes. Hispanic.
True enough.
Ethnicity. There is no Mexican ethnicity. What?
Fair enough.
Which is weird because I grew up with it, especially in Southern California. It's like they were okay with being called Mexican Americans. Do you know what I'm saying? It was like,
yep, no, exactly. Yeah, I don't think a lot of those terms are changed.
Why are certain people offended now? I mean, I'm still Asian American. I don't care what anybody says or what they called before Orientals, because we are from the East. Big deal.
Yep. We're all human. Period.
Absolutely. But I mean, you kind of want to know your lineage. It's like acros. Acros are acros. Maniporas are maniporas.
Auras. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
One's a Setosa, one's a freaking, digitata. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? It's like, So we're okay with classifying and grouping corals, but we're not so good with grouping humans.
No, don't seem to be.
But yet there's carbohydrates and there's proteins, you know, meat proteins, plant proteins. I mean, so do you see a lot of the contradictions that are going around in our society today?
Yeah.
What you can say, what you can't say, what you could get away with, or not really get away with, but what it was normal 15 years ago is not normal today.
Yep.
It's really weird. I mean,
which if you go back 15 years ago, 15 years before that was acceptable, it's not acceptable then. You know, evolution is evolution. We're all going to, you know, grow, sometimes painfully in the wrong direction. But, you know, it's what it is, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm all about women's rights. I love women.
Oh, I do too.
I said that to a buddy of mine a long time ago. I got no problem. She can make as much money as me. Just, you know, see, I went for the joke. I'm not going to do it.
Yep. Just share. I'm just kidding. Make all that money and share.
And share. Yeah.
Around, you know, I was in the Army for 20 years, and now I live in, of course, El Paso, which is 95% what people would say Hispanic, but the term, it's taken me a long time to be able to comfortably call people I know and consider my friends Mexican. The reason is, for so many years of my life, that had a negative connotation to it.
Mm.
But it doesn't seem to have that now with the younger generations. It doesn't.
They're proud.
So sometimes I will say, Hispanic, Mexican, what do you? And it's like, Mexican's fine with me, you know. And so they don't have the same, now maybe some of the older, but you know, it's just that for so many years it did have a negative, well, I perceived it as having a negative connotation to it. And it doesn't seem to have that much anymore. So now I pretty much use the word openly, you know. So my best friend with the tank here that I'm going to give him his gift today is Mexican. His name is Mike. And so he doesn't have any problem with it, you know.
They're setting you up, man.
They're
setting you up. The lynching is coming, sir.
No.
They wanted you to be so comfortable with saying it that it just rolls off your tongue like it's natural.
Now I probably will run into a person here in El Paso sooner or later. If I said that, they might, but I don't think so. And again, it probably depends on who you are and how you're using that term, and how you would say that to somebody. You know, it's like you could. Well, I'm not gonna. Anyway, you have to say it. Hey, you.
If it looks like an acro, talks like an
acro,
flaps like an acro, it's probably an acro.
Yeah, or a Montipora setosa that you've misidentified. But anyway, moving on.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
People are what they are. You know, I just treat people the way they treat me. You know, I don't really, whatever you are. You know, my son, for a long time.
But there's nothing wrong with calling you white.
hey, white boy.
Do you know what I'm saying, Craig? Isn't that weird? You can't say that about them, but it's okay for them to call you that.
Well, and that's where that unfortunately stupid white nationalism crap comes from.
Yeah.
Where they hate themselves.
Yeah, well, that's what I said to a friend of mine. He's like, "Wait a minute, you hate everybody, including yourself? Is that what you're saying?" You know, like.
I don't get that one. I'll freely tell you. You know, I'm not a white supremacist or anything else, but I don't have any problem being white. I don't feel like I'm superior to anybody because I'm white either. You know, I don't think
we all have our struggles. We all have our, the things that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis too. You know what I'm saying? We have our own problems. You know, we are people.
Yep.
We're suck.
People. We all suck.
We give other people hell over nothing.
Yeah. Usually just to make ourselves feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yep.
And that's fair enough. You know what I mean? And like I said, in here, don't matter to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we know what you are, Craig.
Well, yeah.
A bellend.
A bellend, yeah.
It's a new species of humans.
Yeah, Slavic bellend. There you go, right? Eastern Canadian bellend, yeah.
Oh, I was looking at dogs the other day. And I'm looking for a medium-sized dog, not a poodle.
Great Dane.
Poodle, anything. Medium size, not Irish Wolfhound size.
Yeah, not Irish Wolfhound. Are you sure? Russian Wolfhound?
But it has the American Eskimo dog look.
Oh, Malamute.
Well, no, smaller than that.
You want smaller than that?
Like an elk hound.
Elk hound?
You can do that. An actual husky isn't usually all that big.
No.
But
you'd have to talk to somebody into sled dogs. Yeah, they do have horrible attitudes for the most part. Some of them are great though.
There's the elk hounds. They have the Shiba Inus. They have the toy Shiba Inus, but I don't like the toys because they look weak and they're very, very small, and I don't want to step on it. I feel like if I play fetch with it, just as it's running, it's going to hurt itself. Or as it's looking, the head snaps, it might pop off.
I like French bulldogs. Everyone wonders why I want one. I want a dog that if he farts, he scares himself, because for me, that's just endless bloody entertainment.
Yes, and he startles himself to where he falls off the couch himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? I need that dog because they just are entertaining.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, well, an English bulldog will do that. No, but he'll just sit there and then look at you and go, yeah, are you getting that?
Yeah. He'll look at you as if he didn't do it.
And Akita, that's true. And Akita's a mid-size husky-looking dog. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. But good with kids. I heard that.
Akitas are they're all bad with kids or good with kids. They really, yeah. It's like a bulldog. You don't get them with kids. Some of them are great with kids, but I've seen English bulldogs that are just terror. So, yeah. But I'm telling you,
we'll lean on them and knock them down.
I'm sticking with that, man. French bulldog, trust me. Endless entertainment. All you got to do is look up French bulldog farts on YouTube.
The wife she doesn't appreciate the freaking smushed in face.
Oh,
and plus they have breathing problems too.
If they're from a reputable breeder, not so bad. But yeah, no, you can get unfortunately get a guy who's having a lot of problems that then now you have to deal with, right? But it's the same with pugs. I tell people that all the time. Pugs are great dogs, man. They really are. But unfortunately, there are certain inherent genetic problems. But you can always get a great one, but you can also get a bum one that he's got nothing but health problems that now you unfortunately have to deal with, right? So,
correct.
Yeah, my buddy's got I'm a Doberman. Dobermans actually are great with kids, and so are Rottweilers if raised correctly. In fact, I don't know too many dogs that are raised correctly that aren't great with kids. Mine used to herd all the kids in the corner.
Yep.
And when they ran out, it was a big game. Go ahead.
Yep. My pit bull did the same. Loves kids. When they say stop, he sits down immediately.
Yep. Same with mine. Yeah. And it was funny. I have pictures of Jesse.
He looks and he waits, and it looks like he's slunking his head, and his shoulders are raised a bit above a bit. But he's just like waiting for a next command. Like,
let's
come on,
play.
Go.
Are we going to play?
Exactly.
Or am I waiting here? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he does not like to wait, but he will. But he sulks when he does it. Okay, that's the funny thing.
Got the lines from the dosing containers connected to the doser. Now I got to get my lines run from the doser to the sump. Oh, this is such fun.
Well.
Yeah.
There you go.
If we were going to have a vote right now, do we really need the protein skimmers? My vote would be no. It's in my freaking way.
It's in my way. That's what Ling was trying to do for a long time. Is do we really need it? No, but is it nice to have? Yeah. But it was never supposed to have been. The skimmer when it was invented was never supposed to have replaced natural filtration.
Nope. It's supposed to be an add-on.
It's supposed to be added onto.
But how else
added do I onto them? Yeah.
How else do I get rid of this big damn Tang's poop? That's what I want to know.
Well, don't get a Tang. That's the easy way. Hey, don't get a Tang.
Well, yeah, bristleworms. They break that stuff down. They break down the Tang poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you got bristleworms.
No.
Then you have bristleworm. Then find somebody that eats bristleworms. Then they'll have bristleworm poop.
We'll just go on up.
Exactly. Well, it's kind of like and I'm going to keep on bringing this back up. The cane toad. they were looking for stuff that would eat the cane toad. Yeah, it would eat it, but then it would die.
Yeah, because the cane toad's extremely toxic.
So how does that help? You know what I'm saying? It'll eat it, then it'll die.
What's that fish they put in some river down in like
the carp?
The south? The one that jumps out of the water and hits you in the head. And,
the carp.
Carp.
Carp. Yep, as the Asian
get rid
carp.
Of something else, and then they found out that that's a big carnivore that eats everything else, and now there's nothing to control it. You know, it's like Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Well, same thing down in Florida and certain parts of Alabama, the snakeheads. You know, there's a whole bunch of fish like that. You know, I love when they blame hobbyists for the outbreak of, and there's no, you know, the infestation of Voltan lionfish,
goldfish.
And you know, and the thing is, guys, sorry, but during Hurricane Andrew back in the 80s, there was a supply facility and lab facility that was near the coast. That's where they came from. They're almost positive now at this point because genetically they've checked, right? So the conditions were just right. Everything was just right, and boom, you know, and now they don't have it under control, but they're getting it under control. They'll never eradicate them, but as long as people are willing to go out and dive and hunt them, there you go.
Now it's become a food fish.
Yeah. I heard it sucks, though. But,
you have to use a lot of sauce.
Yeah. It's a very flavorless white fish. So.
Well, that's how white things are. We just don't have
no flavor.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Tim. Tim coming in with a groaner. Oh.
Hey, I'm a man under the stand.
Yeah.
I got another cup of coffee.
Hey, you know what? If you're a Picasso, you would be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I got? You guys are going to think this is crazy, but up until a few weeks ago,
I already think you're crazy.
No. I never had this little item, and I'm always working on that tank and wishing. And finally, one day, somewhere in this new build, I went to Lowe's and I bought myself a electric drill screwdriver. And now I'm like killing myself because I never had this damn thing before. It just works wonders. It's just wonderful. And but I'm not a DIY. My excuse before was I'm not enough of a DIYer to make the expenditure on it. But now I'm glad I got it because it makes life a whole lot easier. For what it's worth. I got to get a cup of coffee.
All right. Bye-bye. Caffeine run.
I'll be doing, don't spill it. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's funny. So I guess I'll touch back on it again. So I guess, guys, if you go looking for the big, I don't want to call it fake news, but the ban on corals and fish from Indonesia is not what it is being perceived as. There is a altercation between two government agencies going on in Indonesia, and they're working it out. And you can look it up. Reef to Reef now has threads, official stuff from those folks telling and explaining exactly what's going on. I'll see if I can dig it up here in a minute. Actually, I'll link it. Should be able to. Because I have quite a few LFS guys that were, you know, of course, right on that because that's where their stuff is coming from.
Yep.
There we go. Grab that link. We'll copy that link location.
Yep.
And open up your bugger.
Yep.
Oh, it's too damn long. Hold on.
Morning, Rich. Doing all right. Hey, Craig, could you mute me for a sec?
Yeah, 2 seconds here. You are muted. There we go. I need that one. Oh, and here's a link, folks. If you want to have a read, this is as official as it's going to get. Reef to Rainforest Media is a pretty reliable source for info. So there you go. K-Cups Brewing. Well, I'm going to go get me a coffee because I'll put a little more time in today for sure. It's been an entertaining conversation.
Machine, Craig?
No, I just got a good old coffee maker with Folgers, buddy. Yeah.
There you go. I'm lazy. It's like everything else. It's like the doser, you know. I got to do it the easy way. Just cost a little more money. All right. All right. Everybody take off.
Oh, 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 it's magic. It's called coffee, and it makes me not kill people.
Cruise take off.
Sorry? You're a little low, and I don't have controls because of the crash of my Hangout. So what was that there, Tim?
No, I was just saying, is everybody gone?
No, there's 9, 8, 10. There's people here. That's cool about your dog there, Rob, that came in second in the Attabox. Yeah, Attabox. I've heard of that.
Attabox?
Attabox. Yeah. ATI box. So all one word, right? It's a dog show, world championship dog show, and his boxer, tiger boxer, brindle. I thought we called them brindles, but anyway, could be.
We do.
Go ahead. Yeah. So brindles are what we call them in North America. I'm not sure what the American Kennel Club calls them. Probably call them tiger boxers for all I know. But he came in second in Spain in class. I'm going to guess from what you're saying.
Wow.
All right. Well, off you go to dog training school. That's geez, isn't he done? Did he graduate or not? All right.
Okay, whose tank are we looking at?
Mine. That is my tank, sir.
Okay.
That's my 20. Yep.
All right. I get this stupid. My Ecotech device is telling me, "Hey, do you know that this is off?" And I'm going, "Yeah, I know. It's stupid."
It's just telling you, Tim. Oh, and by the way, Tim, thank you for donating.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Always appreciate it. I wish I had my mud skippers going, but that's going to take a little bit for me to get things running right again. A couple of weeks. I'll have that back up. It's unfortunately.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I enjoy listening to the streams, so I'm just trying to help. You told me before. What's that wrasse in there that you have?
That is a Lubbock's Fairy Wrasse.
Lubbock's.
Yeah, very mellow wrasse for the most part. And like all wrasse, love to jump.
Yeah. I got this orangeback Fairy Wrasse, which I really, really like. He's kind of shy. I was telling Cruz yesterday, he's been shy. He's just starting to come out a little bit more. He's scared of the blue tang, and I don't know why. The blue tang ain't doing nothing but swimming by him,
Yeah, I could have had an experience with one that's become a predator to him as far as he's concerned. Yeah.
Slowly but surely, he's figuring out that the blue tang isn't going to mess with him. He just keeps going back in this little pocket in the rock. But I really have been wanting to fish for a long time, and I got it last week when I went to Albuquerque. And he's eating okay. He's fine. He just won't venture out very far. As soon as he does, the blue tang comes by, and he's just a big lug who just goes by. It's like, what the hell? Who are you? And he doesn't really bother anybody. He just, it's just a typical. Except for your rogue blue tang.
My rogue tang. Yeah, I'm gonna kill something because I can. Yeah. So. Yeah, he's definitely he's a bit of a thug in my tank. He seems to have mellowed out, but it was just weird that he did that. And of course, now it makes me nervous. If I add more, is he just going to go after them, right? But we'll see. I think with my move, any livestock I'm going to add at that time, so that because things will be changed. That's my goal, is to get enough together that I can buy the rock and have it ready to go.
Yeah.
And then basically when I set my tank up, it'll be a new rockscape in the 120. I can, make a go of that, and we'll see, you know what I mean? So, but that'll depend on a lot of things going on. That's my personal finances, how much donation stuff comes in between now and when I move, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I want to definitely get, I don't know if they're mating or what she's doing, but she's got the male closed in underneath that cave.
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
just a bully, and I got nowhere to put her right now. So, unfortunately, and I can't put him in my 120 because chances are that my 2 clowns in there will just take them out. So,
yeah. This blue tang, my blue tang seems to really. I can't, I don't really know what fish are telling you, but man, he just seems to enjoy this new tank. So that's one benefit of getting the longer tank. He just has a lot of swimming room. He just swims a lot around, in and out of the rocks and stuff, and he just seems to be enjoying the new tank a lot. So it looks like he's just having a good time. So, and he deserves it because he's like I said, he's been a road warrior for me. He's gone through Ick and Brooklynella, and he's gone through the stupid stuff that I've done to the water and pulled through of it. I've had him since 2013, so he's kind of scarred up on his face, but he's still a nice looking fish, and he's a great fish. He's just big. He doesn't hurt anybody. He's just big, So he's probably 5 and maybe 4.5, 5 inches, something like that. And, it's like most blue tanks. If you run up towards the tank real fast, you'll like boom down into the rockwork. But feeding time, he's the first one out there,
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's what it is, So I literally have just gotten a message asking me if I can go do something for somebody.
Okay.
And I've hit my 2-hour mark, which is my goal every day, is to at least be on for 2 hours and give everybody some fun. I probably will be back on today, probably before Aaron's Aquarium. And if not, hey, don't forget, it's live with Aaron's Aquarium.
He's coming on at what time is he coming on?
He's coming. Well, let's go find out. I have actually not checked that as of lately.
Let's go. It comes like 12 o'clock my time, which is where we at.
Yeah, I think he comes on. Maybe if Haley's around, she probably knows better than I do. Aaron's Aquarium. Does he have a setup? Yeah, nope. There's nothing showing upcoming. But generally, I found he's on around 3 my time. Usually, which is noon your time, and then 7 o'clock.
I'm pretty sure it said 12 o'clock my time, so that's 3 your time.
Hey, Reef. Yeah. So Reef popping in late. I'm just getting ready to shut down. Sorry about that.
You guys kept me occupied and not so frustrated while I'm doing this stuff. So
there you go. That's what it's all about, right? We helped out X and all that. So Cruz, exclusive, you guys. Thanks for dropping in. Angel. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys all a little later. Don't forget, Aaron's Aquarium live stream is going to be on in about, I think, 2 to 3 hours. So keep an eye out for it. Make sure you got your notifications turned on. And you guys all have a great day, all right? And the red logo looks a little better, buddy. I like it. Looks good. All right.
Aaron, I don't understand that bellin'.
You don't, eh? Yeah.
I'm only teasing. I'll see you guys later there.
Sounds good, exclusive. You have a good day, buddy. All right, folks. Later, taters.